Hey friends, Beck Power here again from Power Creative Media. Today I'm going to give you 5 ways that you can use your book as social media content. Now, most people don't do this with their book, and I can't understand why. They're all thinking of ways to promote their book, and there's literally thousands of ways. I'm sure that I could come up with 1,000 ways to promote your book. Here are 5 ways. Number 1, I always like when people take pictures of things in different places, like around the world or around their city or whatever. Taking pictures of your book in different places, in different spaces, talking about stories that, things that happened when you wrote your book. That's a really great way to create some content, because really, as we know, content is all about having people, it's all about showing up in front of our audience, so that they can recognize us, so they can trust us, so they can like us, so they can see our stuff over and over and over again, which helps them to make, buying decisions, and trusting decisions, and clicking decisions, and engagement decisions, and all that stuff. They can't engage in your content if you're not putting any out there. Photos of your book are a really great thing to do. Number 2, pull out excerpts of your book. So I'd say, maybe a paragraph or 2, maybe 100 words, and use them as Instagram captions. You could use them as Instagram captions for the photos of your book that you've been taking in different places. So using excerpts as captions. Number 3, I really like this one, to do a short podcast series. So doing a podcast episode on each chapter of your book, where you discuss the chapter. You don't have to read it. You could, I guess, but you don't have to just read it. You could discuss with somebody else, after they read it, what they thought of it, why you wrote it that way, why your perspective is that way, talking more about the story of how that chapter came to be, talking about how important that chapter is and why you included it. I mean, there's tons of stuff that you can say as part of a sort of a mini podcast series about your book. So do it. That's number 3. Number 4, grab quotes from your podcast, or from your book. Grab quotes from your book. A lot of times you said real zingers in that book, and this is a pro tip. If you aren't sure, or you can't bear to look through your book again to find them, have somebody else find them. People underline things in books all the time. Every single book I read, I highlight something or I underline it. People are underlining things, so ask somebody who's gone through it and find different things that people have underlined and use those as quote cards. Boom. And then the last thing is to take a chapter at a time of your book and read it. Just read it and put that chapter or that clip on YouTube. Doesn't have to be a whole chapter. Could just be a little bit at a time. I would do it, over something like 30 days. Obviously, I've just made that up, so do your own thing. Could be once a week, could be all over, something divided into 26 for a year, weekly for a year. Whoops, that's 6 months, so 52 for a year. Anything that you want, any arrangement of that you want, but it's another way to get your book in front of more people in a different way. And if they're interested in a chapter, if that helps them in some way, then they will, click through, look you up. They may buy the book, they may click through and work with you, book a call, that type of thing. But all of this stuff is used, or it's using your book to promote yourself, your stuff, the other things that you do, right? To promote, it's kind of like book inception, right? It's promoting the book as well. So there are a lot of ways. I honestly could think of another 100 ways at least to promote your book on social media using different strategies. If you're looking to get your book repurposed and turned into social media content, that is something that we do at Power Creative Media, and we would love to help you. So hit me up. You can find me, book a call with me on our website at powercreativemedia.com. And if you've got any questions, feel free to do that. If you want to leave a comment under or around this video, wherever you're seeing it, because it's in a whole bunch of different places, do that. I will absolutely answer you back. You can email me, beck@powercreative.me. But I hope that you do use social media to promote your book, because it is, where everybody is hanging out and everybody is available to see your work and what you've spent such a long time working on. And if you need help, powercreativemedia.com, and I will see you in the next video.